Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Shadows in the Forest is one of the most unique board games I've ever played in my life, and it uses light as a component in the game. So some of the strong things that it has going for me, it's kind of list some of the pros. It's very unique, and it's a fun game. It's a hide-and-seek game about staying out of the light, and it's very interesting how it uses light in the game, and it's interesting going to draw people in. Kids are going to like this with the little lantern, with the light, with actual batteries inside it, actual light comes out of it, and it's a very neat and impressive game to look, and people come over, and you can see what you can do with board games. It's very interesting in that respect. But the cons of it kind of outweighed to me. I got to play in the dark with my kids, so it's not the best setting. Now it has the light, it's thematic, it has a reason. If you're going camping and you're not worried about losing the pieces or whatever, it can be really, really fun, because you're outside and doing that. But I don't necessarily want to game in the dark with my kids. I want to be able to see their expressions and face and have chats with them. And all these things are a little bit harder to do in the dark, right? So it is what it is. It's also very imprecise, which is fine, because I just let my kids kind of win and give them a little bit of advantage. I don't care. I'm there to have a good time with them. I'm not there to teach them life strategies about losing or how bad it stinks to lose. We're there to have a good time. But it can be a little bit imprecise, and if you worry about those sort of things, about the imprecision of where the light is touching and how you go by, because you're never going to get your room completely dark, right? It's never going to happen. I guess you could, but it's just awkward. It doesn't feel right. Other than that, this is a really, really fun game. If you've never played this game, I would tell you to seek this out. Now, we kept it for a long time, and we got got our money's worth out of this. Really fun little, interesting game. Just kind of know those cons that come with it. But you're going to have a really good time with your kid. At the end of the day, we decided just to pass on it. We have so many games, and we have to purge things. I don't always keep a game because it's fantastic and purge a game, but it's terrible. I try to explain to you why I'm getting rid of a game and who it will go for. At least I try to. It's one of those cases where it's a really strong game, but I think the imprecise nature of it was just a little much for us, and there are other things that I wanted to play that were in the light, not so much in the dark. So for that regards, it'll be a purge for me, but it's a really solid addition, and if you can find it at a good price, I'd highly recommend you try this one. Here's Shadows in the Forest, which is a children's game. This is from Think Fun. You can definitely get it at any mass market store. It comes with an LED lantern with batteries included. You're going to get a little rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a nice board. The board inside here is pretty nice, and you're going to have things you can set up on it and stones that you'll be moving across. So a really nice board that you're going to be getting. A somewhat custom insert. You can see mine moved around a little bit, but that's to be expected. You're going to have a whole bunch of 3D trees that you will make. Very easy. Just kind of set them through here, and they will be set up around the board. Very easy. You're going to have a number of these shadowlings that will be around the board. And these are like little plastic things with this little face mask on it. They're cute. And these masks come off, and that's a gameplay purpose. You're going to have a glow-in-the-dark dice and a lantern that will turn on and off. Can you see that? The light will turn on and off, and that will be important. And that's all the components that you get. Everything in here is super nice. This is very chunky, very nice cardboard. Book, a very small rule book that you're going to get, a little bit of explanation. The components, there are no pictures of them, but there are over here to the left if you wanted to see them. Very easy to figure out. Setup here, about how you set the board, how to play. Really, this is really how you play. There's a little bit of rules about how the seeker will move around and how you catch people. That's really the game. And then the shadowlings will move on their turn and how you win. As for this is game variations, a little bit of how to change the battery and stuff inside of it. You should be able to read this in about 5 minutes, be up and running, and kids can play after you teach them the rules, which is very important to know in a children's book. Okay, so here's what the board looks like set up. These are the 3D pieces that you put around. Now, the rule is that the trees can't touch the pass, but I'm just doing the best I can here to show you how the game plays. The shadowling player will place all these behind, and I'll show you why once the lights go out, but I wanted to show you before I turn the lights out kind of what it looks like all set up. The lantern will be here on the red spot, and then when you're ready to play, you'll turn the light on. So you got the 3D trees up, you got the lantern on the spot, and you have all the shadow people hidden. Now let me turn the lights off, and we'll play this game. Okay, so I gotta have a little bit of light just to show you how to play, because I won't be able to see in this room, but you'll have this light on of this. So what you're going to do on your turn is you will take the glow in the dark dice. Yes, they glow in the dark, and you will roll it, and this person, whoever's playing the lantern, can move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, whatever row you're moving, you have to move in that direction. If you wanted to move down this way, you can. And then let's say you were right here. So right here, you would look and you would say, okay, everybody is hidden from the light. And then these guys could move these players, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get everybody in the same location. If they're able to get everybody in the same location, they win. But if he was here, and the lantern was able to shine the light, which you'd be able to see a little bit better in the dark, then this would become frozen. You would take the mask off, and this would score you a point, and this guy without a mask would then be frozen. Then the seeker, the person that's controlling the lantern, would close their eyes, and then this person could move everyone else into a different location. Now, the trick to it is they can't cross through the light. So there'd be no light back here. But maybe this person, he couldn't move this way because the light would attach him, and he couldn't move this way, but he could definitely move back towards this way and get back here. So you can see how that is. I still have this guy. Now, if the lantern's able to collect all of the mask, they will win. Now, the trick to the game is going to be sometimes if the light's going to be kind of hard, like, okay, is it shining there? Is it not? As you can see here, it's kind of hard to see, and the board's darker up here, so you can definitely see the light a little bit better up here. You know, down here, the board is darker, you can see the light, but if there's light in the room, where is the light going? So you want to be in as much darkness as possible. So that's all the game is. You're going to roll and move the lantern. If he's showing light on anybody, they'll be frozen. You will take the mask. If they're able to get everybody in one location, they win. Now, if you're able to go, because the lantern will be moving, and you can get a masked person in a space with somebody who is frozen, like this, and let's say he's over here doing his thing, and he can stay an entire turn there, then he can earn his mask back. So that's how they would get the mask back and be able to conjugate all in one location. And that's how you play Shadows in the Forest. Who should buy this game? It's a fun game to play with your kids. One I would recommend actually to you, especially if you want to use the light and you have something unique and bring something out they haven't seen before, and the kids are wowed by it. They always want to play both sides, so you're going to fill up an evening with this one. It's really good in that regard. At the end of the day, we probably played this game 10 to 20 times. We had a really good time with it, and it just became a little bit samey after a while. The imprecise nature of the light is kind of annoying. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the nature of the beast in this one. I didn't particularly like playing games in the dark with my kids. You know, I like to have the light on, see their expressions, and have those big moments. And in this one, we were kind of like looking at the board and studying that light a little bit too much. So we had a good time with it. We played it, what I'd recommend to you. But it has past its usefulness with us, and we're going to go ahead and purge this one. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.